Hello everyone, this video is about flat earth or sphered earth. I've been looking to these videos for the past 2 weeks. I post some proofs that apparently they're not enough for flat earthers. Things like photos from NASA and other things that related to governments or agencies. So along this time I learned to find my own proofs and my own argument, and I post them. But strangely, when I talk about these things, no one ever replies to me. So I decided to make my own video and post it, and post my own proofs. And sorry for the bad quality, it's not the best videos you see from flat earthers or from sphered earthers. So I made some drawings, and basically the refute of the flat earth theory can be just made by two proofs, two drawings that I made. So let me switch the camera. So here is the first proof that flat earth is impossible. As we see here, this is the flat earth model, and these are the huge ice mountains. This is the north in the middle. This distance to the equator is 6,250 miles. This is the equator, and the equator is here also, 6,250, and the total diameter is 225,000 miles. So here's the sun model. The sun is supposed to be 3,000 miles above the equator during summer. This distance that I draw here is relative to these numbers. So if the sun is 3,000 miles above the equator, in daytime it's over your head, and in the middle of the night it will be 13 degrees up in the sky. There's no sunset. So it's not only that Antarctica, the sun never goes down in it in the summer, but also on the equator, and basically any place on earth sunset can never happen in a flat earth. Now you might want to say that, okay, it's not 3,000 miles high, it's 3,500, and the distance from the North Pole to the equator is not exactly that number. It's bigger or it's smaller. Well, it doesn't matter. Whatever numbers you're going to put, they're always to be the sun high, or not very high, but has some height in the sky during midnight. If you ever try to change these dimensions, put any dimension you like, you'll still see the sun is supposed to be high. And so the sunset that should happen in the flat earth will be that the sun will just fade out when it's 10 degrees or 13 degrees above the horizon. And now we go to the second proof. Before moving to the second proof, I'd like to just make a small correction. I said when the sun above the equator in the summer. No, it would be above the equator during fall and spring. So now we move to the second proof. It's observing the polar star, and let's start by the sphere Earth. If you're on latitude 70 and measure the angle of the polar star above the horizon, it will be 70 degrees, and so on 50 it will be 50, and 30 it will be 30, and on 0 it will be 0, and it will be hard to observe. Those lines are of course parallel because the polar star is supposed to be very far away maybe even more farther, and the sun more than 93 million miles. So that's how we observe the polar star from the Earth that we know. And if any flat earther tried to measure the angle of the polar star, it will be like that. And you don't have to move from place to place. Just call any friend on any different latitude line and ask him to measure the angle. Now if we move to the flat earth model, this is the flat earth model. This is the north, 90 degrees. This is the equator, and this is the south, 90 degrees south. And of course, again, I cannot skip those huge ice mountains. So on 70 degrees north, this is the angle, 50, 30, and I added 10. If it was just two lines and intersect here, you'd say that the polar star is here. But every line give different angle, and they don't intersect at all in a single point or even in one triangle. And it's impossible to define where is the polar star according to this model. So I guess that's the second proof. Maybe it's a bit complicated for some people. Just check back again the first proof, the sun that never sets down on a flat earth. Thank you all.